Hello! This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I'm Magpie, and we're all here desperately for trying to do something to distract ourselves from the news.
Coming to you live from the end of America.
Hey, settle down.
Easy there, Canadian.
I apologize.
As you can tell, we do usually record on Tuesdays, and this is a Tuesday. If you're hearing this on Thursday and feel the same, we're happy to provide our services to distract you from whatever the fuck's going on then.
Hopefully it's not
Other than that,
bad.
let's just ignore that and indulge in some anime. Who are the rest of you?
I'm Blackle, and I assembled a piece of IKEA furniture today, a big desk. And now I have extremely ravaged hands from screwing in screws with a tiny ass screwdriver, and I have the plumpest blister on my thumb, and it literally looks like a mole. Like it looks like a large mole, and I hate it.
I was so scared for what you were possibly going to say it looks like.
Looks like Shinji Ikari. Bringing it back to the topic.
It's like a perfect dome. It's like it looks
go.
like fucking Epcot or something. I don't know.
It looks like something. I don't know. I don't have any anime adjacent things for this. Hi, I'm Joey. I literally have nothing to follow that up with. What have I been doing this week? Ignoring the dread. Mostly that.
Didn't we watch some Mob Psycho at some point?
We watched a bit more Mob Psycho, yes.
That show is great.
It's very good.
I really appreciate the writing with like the little brother.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. It's good. Everyone watch Mob Psycho.
Although that one thing they do to Josuke is fucked.
He's not.
And yes, I'm just gonna call him Josuke.
His name is just Josuke now. He is just Josuke.
Alright. So, you guys want to get into the news? Because I have two news items that I scrounged up while trying to ignore the other news.
Absolutely. I need your news items so badly.
One of them is funny, and the other one is the whole thing. Okay. So, I snatched this up from the Crunchyroll news site, which is the Akari no Moribito project is being launched to personify lighthouses across Japan.
What?
Oh.
I will just drop this article that they wrote about it in the chat for you guys to peruse.
All right.
At your leisure while I go over the salient points with the listeners. A Tokyo-based toy company, World Egg, has formed Akari no Mobito, Keepers of the Light production committee to launch the project, personify lighthouses across Japan. Today there are more than 3,000 lighthouses in operation, but due to the widespread use of GPS and radar, well, they're basically superfluous. In cooperation with the Nippon Foundation and the Coast Guard, they are trying to attract fans and, I don't know, this seems like a tourism drive, but it is really funny that they have taken this concept in the Japanese way decided to make every one of them into a handsome anime lad to the point where they have planned mixed media developments, including anime and a video game.
It's Lighthouse Kajinka, baby.
It's Lighthouse Kajinka. So Joey, I think you're the one with the most expertise here. How good are these husbandos?
Let's see.
Did you straight up not ask me that question? I have experience with husbandos.
No, you
How
don't.
many dating games have you played, Blackle?
You barely even know where you are. You're in the anime zone now.
Blackle, tell me. Give me a number.
But you're welcome to join as well. I just didn't want to put you on the spot.
All right, we have I'm seeing these 3 husbandos. They're very elongated boys.
They are very tall.
Well, they are lighthouses.
They're lighthouses, but like, if you look at the lighthouses, these are pretty short, squat for, compared to what I'm used to as a lighthouse. Except for the last one, that's a kind of tall. But
Yeah,
see, I'm used to the like super tall lighthouses. Like, we had a bunch in like North Carolina, like that are like really, really well known. That's what I usually think of when I see a lighthouse. But no, these are just little shorty lighthouses, which is very cute. And they've been transformed into very elongated boys. I like this one boy with the really, really long green hair and the little what is that instrument?
This looks like a guitar or maybe a biwa. Yeah, he's got a pick.
Something like that. Yeah. They're pretty cool.
All right.
They're fun designs.
They're fun.
I like the fucking Royal Guard ass gentleman, which is the last one.
Oh, you like the brooding epaulets man?
Yes.
I was about to say, I see him being a fan favorite.
It corresponds to the tallest of the lighthouses.
But I just looked. I just scrolled down so it was just his legs in frame, and it almost sent me into just hysterics.
Because he's got so much of them.
He's got so much legs. He's like a fucking giraffe. He's from Bayonetta's species.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Moving on to the item I'm more excited about.
I need this one.
Which is, as I was digging around, I was just like, okay, I got the lighthouse thing. What else can I get? Nothing. And then I did a double take because I saw this headline. Junji Ito and the Misfits collab on one-of-a-kind collection. Now, I normally don't give a shit about limited edition, like, fashion collections, but this is Junji Ito drawing a shirt for my favorite punk band, the Misfits.
That's so good! Holy shit!
I'm going to post the t-shirt I'm probably going to buy as soon as this podcast ends.
I would not hesitate.
In here.
Buy it now.
Is this not the tightest shit you have ever seen?
That's so perfect! I can already picture it upon your body!
Yes, so do rejoice if you enjoy Junji Ito and the Misfits, and vibrate quietly in your seat if you enjoy both. But do act, because I believe these items are up for pre-order, let's see, from October 29th to November 9th, and then they will not be able to be bought.
So by the time you're hearing this, you only have a few days left to get them.
So get that shit. I found that earlier when I was talking to some people, and I was just like, I'm so excited, but I can't tell anyone because I need to put it on the podcast.
I have to look at the rest of these now, too.
I need to purchase it and then put on every Misfits album continuously until... And my blood will run black and orange with Halloween juice. My brains will come out before the shirt arrives. Anyway, we're about anime here.
I'm so glad. I'm so fucking glad.
And since Spooktober is over, too soon. I was destroyed by illness the whole time. I feel cheated.
Oh, that's so sad.
Not illness, but I do feel cheated.
But we need to get back to the backlog. And since Emma has taken off today because she feels ill, which I don't blame her, it's Joey's pick.
It is my pick. And
one day you'll be allowed to select again.
I think that I'm going to pick what am I going to pick? Okay, here's the thing. I am going to try my hardest to pick something that's probably not going to be high school related.
Please.
It's gonna try, and it's gonna creep up on you.
So I'm going to pick. Let's see. Do you think?
We'll get a drum roll.
Do you think Black Bullet is a high school anime?
No, because it talks about bullets.
Obviously.
Never would an anime put guns in a high school.
Wait.
We all know
Couldn't
that's
possibly be.
Wait.
Alright.
It's going to start out with an intense gunfight, and then they're all going to take off their trench coats and like balaclavas and reveal their school uniforms.
They're going to be like, well, time for math.
Alright, so I want to get out here at the very head of this, and with one statement, which is Enju is the worst.
I hate this fucking pervert child.
Enju is
gremlin.
The worst. Just terrible. Alright.
I tried my best to pick a non-high school related anime. I guess
you managed it. Although there's some questions that we'll get to.
They're high schoolers, though, right? Like,
I don't. No. We don't have to acknowledge it. They didn't go to school. Okay.
Michael taking damage over there.
I wanted to throw out that Enju thing just to give Black a little bit of solace, because yes, everyone else felt it too.
Yeah, we all felt it.
Okay. So, yeah, we got a blurb here. Does anybody want to read it? I can read it.
I will do it.
Blackle will do it.
Blackle will do it.
In the year 2021, mankind was defeated by Gastria, a parasitical virus, and is forced to live within a wall made of Varianium monoliths, a metal that is able to subdue Gastria. Soon, the cursed children born with the Gastria virus who are able to control it, which gives them superhuman abilities, were discovered. Civil securities are formalized to specialize in fighting against Gastria, operating with a pair of an infiltrator, who are cursed
initiator,
and a initiator, who are cursed children, and a promoter serving to lead the cursed child. So
okay, that's pretty succinct. So first, good things.
Leave it to me to pick the show about a virus in the year 2020.
We've already had this problem. At least we're not Pat, who started up Resident Evil 6, a game that deals with the Steve virus at the beginning of COVID.
Jesus.
Right. I would say let's start at the very beginning of the show, where they're showing like it's 2021 and there's like fucking Godzilla and friends knockoff.
They're getting wrecked by these big bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I was initially very interested in this because A, it starts off with a very interesting background track compared to most anime, and B, it throws this Gigan ass giant hornet monster.
Yes,
at you.
I fucking love the bugs. I love them.
I did write that it says 2020 outskirts of Tokyo. It seems like the apocalypse. Troubling, but I mean, we're
not entirely unexpected.
Yeah. And I'm like, and then the fucking like bug monster came out. I was like, any other year I would have been, this is ridiculous, but
but
I feel like it could go that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's refugees. A child version of our main character witnesses this monster get shot down by a plane and hit the Earth. And then it skips 10 years forward to, I guess, 2031.
Yeah,
Can we talk about
documentary we're watching?
Can we talk about how when the bug fell, this child heard the line, "If you don't want to die, survive."
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
That flitted right off of my skull because it didn't process.
Yeah,
it was just
it didn't sink in.
Yeah, it says nothing.
But yeah, before we start tearing this apart, I do want to get into some good things. I love the OST. Most of the background tracks were actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
They were really chill.
Sound design for the monsters is really cool. I thought.
Sound design is cool. Monster design is cool.
Yes.
Animation is pretty okay. The OP was boring.
I disliked all of the characters.
Yeah, OPs like this are just like, hey, look at all these people we have, and just like, okay,
It's just a vehicle to meet all these people.
it's a vehicle to see the inventory. And also some of the concepts they're throwing out are pretty cool.
I did want to actually, which I think I might make a standard feature of my lists going forward, is the shitty anime checklist.
Yeah.
And I do want to list off the items on the checklist.
All right,
falling on a girl, seeing a girl naked, character blushes at another coming on strongly, completely wild and poorly thought world building, and one of the characters is literally royalty. As you can imagine, this is heavily inspired by Asterisk War. And this anime got a pretty respectable, or rather, I should say disrespectable, 3 out of 5.
Aw, shit.
What were the 3? Because I don't think blushing and turning away should be on that list. That's a feature of almost every anime.
It is. So, this is specifically like the characters, like, let's have sex, and the protagonist is like, eh. That's literally that specific moment.
Well, you gotta reword it then. Because it's
right, I will. It's prototype. Anyway.
Now, to be fair, this is more on the fault of the gremlin child.
No, I'm just saying that, like, I'm not saying, like, I don't want the protagonist to be like, yes, let's get it on. I want this to not happen in the first place.
True enough. All right.
And the other 2 were completely wild and poorly thought world building, and at the very end, we're introduced to, like, some lady character who has, like, an advisor, and I'm like, yeah, literally royalty. Don't know when they're gonna come to the story, but check.
You can't check that. You don't know who the fuck that person is. Take that check off.
No, my check is literally one of the characters is literally royalty, and, like, we
don't know shit all about that character. You have no information.
At least, okay?
I'm contending this.
This is my ranking system, and I will not be taking comments.
This is my podcast.
Okay, this is the first impression, the first episode. Like, this is the first impression we're getting, so I can.
Let's not get so heated about shit that don't matter.
Sure.
The things that mainly the only problems I really had was okay, let's address the gremlin child. The gremlin child is the initiator that is paired with our main character, who is the promoter, which sounds hilarious.
Yes.
He's a hype man.
It is. So the thing is that initiator, promoter are, like, terms in, like, biological gene expression.
Oh, okay, that's clever.
Which is kind of an Evangelianism where they, like, use, like, biological terms just, like, randomly.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, is it not particularly applicable in this situation?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about biology. I'm just saying it's something Eva did, but I'm not saying it's necessarily bad that Eva did it.
Okay.
I just pointed it out.
But yeah, so the initiator here, and I'm sure the logic goes like this because they drop many hints. She's probably much older than she appears. This does not make it great.
No,
yeah,
that can't be true because it said the year 2021 this happens, this event.
Yeah.
And the cursed children are because their pregnant mothers got infected.
Yeah.
And so she must have been born in 2021 or after. And it's 10 years later at the beginning, so she is 10 years old. Yeah.
She's 10.
Which is bad. It's just very fucking bad.
I'm saying she doesn't appear to be 10. But this is all an unpleasant, I feel like, Japaneseism that just doesn't fly in, like, English.
Yeah. What I was going to say, though, is, like, the way that what's his name? The main male character.
He reacts appropriately. He's just like, fucking
he does.
stop.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there were people who made this anime who made the choice to make this gremlin character, which troubles me deeply.
I honestly feel like this is a marketing decision, as gross as that is.
That still troubles me deeply.
Yes, it very much should, and it troubles many Japanese people as well, which is why the word otaku means something different over there than it does here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to meet an old taco in my life.
Anyway, if we can just silence that character for a while, just take out all of her subs.
Pretend she does not exist. The show is the same, except she does not exist.
The show is significantly more acceptable. It has the other major problem it has is I feel like it's trying to get across way too much world building in the first episode because it's very guilty of the as you know conversation. Now it doesn't do big ones, which is a blessing. It doesn't just make you sit down. It's to be like, all right, here it is. It just comes out every now and then in conversations that would appear insane in their universe, where he's talking to the cop about how the mechanism of his bullets work.
The interesting thing that I found about this episode or this show is that they did their episode 1 info dump at the very end of the episode instead of the beginning.
Yeah, they put a big chunk of it there.
Like during the credits were rolling, and they were like, "So this is what cursed children are. They have glowing red eyes."
Yeah,
it is. Like I kind of liked it that way. Like
yeah.
They had some issues, and number one is show don't tell, which is you can throw out all the shit about the monoliths and just leave them in the background. You can throw out most of the conversation about the bullets because you feel like I have special bullets.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you can drop the necessary cursed child information because that is going to be necessary given what she does in the first episode.
Right.
Yeah.
You can drop that immediately after the fight with the fucking jumping spider monster where she cuts one of its legs off and there is a normal person watching.
Right.
After that fight, you can have him go, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And they could drop it. But these people are on a schedule. They're making a product.
Yeah. I did like the look of the monoliths. I thought that was cool. I like that Tokyo is just Monolith City now.
Everybody loves a good monolith.
Yeah.
We are but the monkey. We are but the apes amongst the bones at the base of the monolith.
Exactly. I also did enjoy how he just like let what's her name again? The gremlin child?
Yeah,
Enju. Yes.
He just lets her fall off the bike.
He's just like, wouldn't you?
Wouldn't you?
He's
yes,
like,
I would.
Bye, bitch.
He's like, you better start running if you want to make it to the job.
Bye.
Yes, exactly. I just have a note that says, blessedly, this isn't a high school anime.
Yeah, let's hit
my blessing.
Let us hit the notes. I love my notes. It says Gigan ass bitch is pretty good.
Okay, so let's go through this chronologically. So at the beginning, the fucking dude and his gremlin like friend go to a job to kill a spider creature. Agastria.
They are there as exterminators, probably under government contract.
Yeah, they should just call them exterminators. That'd be funny.
That's really what they are.
And they just wore like really boring like exterminator outfits, but they have guns. I like this idea better than what.
So they're going to be John Goodman's character from Arachnophobia.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
this show would be 10 times better with John Goodman.
So the fucking protagonist encounters a creepy dude. We
haven't talked about this guy yet.
Yeah, they don't find the spider in there. They just find a murderer.
Yeah. And he's like a creepy guy, and he's like, I'm going to end the world. And then he like calls okay, I didn't absorb a lot of information from that conversation. Because he says, I'm here, I killed the spider, and also I'm gonna call somebody and tell them, and you hit me, and then can someone help me out here? I don't remember what happened.
He thinks there's
the guy in the head. His head cracks.
Wait. We didn't start at the beginning.
I mean, what's there to say? He's just a guy with a smiley mask. He also had kind of long leggies, by the way.
There's important things to mention about the guy in the mask. He killed 2 fucking police officers.
I mean, he did do that.
Yeah, he is standing. He's standing in the space that are. What is this guy's name? Holy shit!
Fuck, I don't know.
Did they say it? I don't know.
Poor guy.
Oh, Rentaro, I believe.
Rentaro, we'll go with that. So Rentaro bursts in there expecting to find a spider monster to shoot with his cool gun, which is basically just a Glock with cool bullets. And he instead finds a dude who is just like pancaked 2 SWAT guys into the wall. And he's standing there and he's about to take a phone call, which is the most casual you could be after
Yeah.
after Doro Hidoraing two police officers.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I was wondering, like, why doesn't the fucking protag just shoot him? But then he has special bullets that he needs to save.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're for aliens. He does do a bunch of funny martial arts while he yells the names of the attacks.
Yes.
The other guy doesn't bother, which I think is really funny.
Yes.
He's just like, yeah, whatever.
And he just punches him normally.
A normal punch. But yeah, that's obviously going to be our villain.
He gets a kick in, and he breaks the dude's neck.
Edgy
The
ass
creepy
motherfucker.
guy. Yeah. And then the creepy guy snaps his head backwards to undo his neck being snapped around. And it made literally the sound of a candy falling down a fucking old-timey bubblegum machine.
It was a very crunchy noise. It was
nice.
like,
yeah, and then he just sort of jumps out the 4th-story window. So,
like, bye.
Villain established with the subtlety of a sledgehammer.
I did enjoy how the villain's just like, what's your name? And he just tells him his name. Like,
yeah, don't do that. Anyway,
it's not smart.
Don't do that with the people that you know aren't anime villains, much
less.
Also, he said, I'm going to destroy this world. And I was like, isn't this world already kind of destroyed? Like, what's the point?
He wants to destroy the rest of it.
He wants to finish it. Which can't be like a glory thing. It's got to be like an obligation.
It could, maybe saying destroy it is in like, I'm going to destroy this world and bring it, like,
no,
it's like,
I
bring
don't
it back
think
to how
it's
it
that
was.
deep, to be honest.
I
really don't.
I think he's maybe just an asshole. Anyway, let's move on from him.
Yeah.
So, our other MC, I guess, Enju, encounters the previous victims of said spider, who proceeds to messily become a new spider, which I think...
he just kind of explodes.
I think it's pretty interesting in anime, because usually if there's like a virus infecting people and it makes them bad, it usually in anime it turns them into like a character who could still be hot.
Yes.
It does
turn this...
Or saved in some way. Whereas in this show, it does just turn a regular-looking salaryman into a giant yellow jumping spider with human teeth.
Okay, but that's kind of hot, though.
Blackle. Can I say this spider? It did just look like a Pokemon.
It did look a little bit like a Pokemon.
It looked like Galvantula.
And it did vomit spider secretions onto the girl, which I have written down in my notes as Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, that was fucking rough. I just wrote gross.
She's like, why is it sticky?
I was like, don't. That was severely bad. I
was shocked.
It was also the Pokemon. I just thought it was funny that the dude was like, I just need directions, and the girl basically goes, I can't help you, have any last words? And I just am thinking of just asking someone in the street for direction. They're just like, I cannot help you. Do you have any last words? Which is just so scary.
They just be like, hey, do you know where the Civic Center is? And you're just like, sorry, I can't help you. And then it's just like the sound of a shotgun chambering around.
No, like the sound of a katana like coming out of its sheath.
Just rattling.
Yeah. And then also, I just did want to point out the random observation that the color of the spider and the color of her outfit were the same.
Oh, yeah. That's probably thematic.
Yeah.
It's just like, these kids are actually like these things, but they're not like these things because they're kids.
Yes. They're kids. They're actually small children.
They're children, but they're different. Wink.
But they're different.
Notice how her eyes glow red.
Yeah. And then...
like all anime characters.
Yeah. Okay. And then the two of them run away to buy bean shoots, right?
Oh wait, we didn't talk about the fight. Yeah, the guy shows up and super cool like shoots the monster. He's just like, hey, cool, and he runs out of ammo, and then the little girl just pops out and casually snatches one of its legs off, and then one punch mans it. Just fucking explodes.
Yeah,
it just explodes.
It just leaves
a whole Japanese back street covered in entrails.
Yeah.
Which, even if she's a little gremlin, you gotta respect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if the character had been different, I would have been like, I love this, like, fucking One Punch Man ass.
And they do have to,
small child.
They do continue the trend by freaking out about a limited sale.
Yeah. So they go to buy the bean shoots, and we are introduced to his boss.
Yeah, it's his boss, and I don't want to acknowledge the hidden truth, but I do have written down Sailor Suit Y.
I'm sorry, what?
Because she is wearing a sailor fuku at her desk. And I'm just like, why with the uniform?
Yeah, they definitely did that so that they could draw some
They want to draw attention to the tits.
Yeah, there was some titty physics going on. Mildly, very subtle, but it was there.
Subtle for anime,
anyway. I just wanted to point out that the dialogue was incredibly, like, vapid.
Yeah, it was pretty vapid.
And, like, introducing a character with them talking about a bean shoot sale is the weakest way to introduce a character, in my opinion.
I don't know about that. That's a continuing branch of Saitama influence.
That was like, why are you doing this? And then she was like, I'm going to go for my hemodialysis appointment. It's like, why do you end with that? Why can't you, like, fuck, because this seems to be, like, a pretty, like, why is that a thing? Like,
they dropped a lot of, like, little hints, like that,
are your kidneys failing? Like, is that relevant to the plot, or?
It's almost directly relevant to the plot, but...
So why did you introduce us with bean shoots? I don't understand.
The parents...
Because they had to do the standard anime thing from back in the day, which is, hey, we run a business, but we don't make any money.
Okay.
This scene is a Dante from Devil May Cry scene at the beginning of the game.
Right.
Where he cannot afford another pizza and they turn his electricity off. That's also, exactly what this is.
There's a lot of people in this show just telling this dude to kill himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe it's meant to increase sympathy for him, because he seems like a perfectly normal dude.
He seems
fine. Like a pretty nice little anime boy. He's cool. He's fine.
He's a Kirito with a little more personality, and the additions are pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems fine, and they just want to abuse him.
They just want to abuse him. He's got to be the punching bag.
I don't like that. I do like that he doesn't let them get his goat, though. Like, he just normally just responds with, like, yeah, whatever.
He's just like, yeah, whatever, bitch.
Yes, exactly.
So can we, speaking of people telling him to do that,
the corpse lady.
Can we talk about, the corpse lady?
I'm going to come out with a hot take, maybe. I love the corpse lady.
She wasn't the worst.
I think she's great.
Black Hole! She has the same energy as the murder horny lady from Higurashi.
Well, I kind of like that character too, to tell you the truth. I think she's kind of hilarious, but no, I assume the scientist lady. We'll put it that way.
Sure.
I think we should just keep calling her the corpse lady, and I will
do that.
The
corpse lady,
corpse lady.
All right, fine. Corpse lady wins out. But
I didn't observe any of their conversation.
I've watched all of it with interest because it's so rare that you can tell whenever a character who is that weird is joking. and she was joking. You could tell. You can tell that she's probably not actually a necrophiliac.
I mean, yeah, probably not, but...
Hopefully not.
She's just weird enough to make weird purple food in her lab amongst all of her specimens and then eat it. I have no idea what that was meant to be. It looked like there was meatballs in it.
Maybe it was like bean paste or something. Who knows?
But it was very purple.
Could have been beets. But maybe beets are not that shade of purple.
Kind of looked like spaghetti and meatballs smothered in shampoo.
L'Oreal spaghetti, I love it.
Oh.
Condition your innards. He didn't like it. She was polite enough to serve him up a plate.
Yeah.
She's like, you gonna eat that?
But yeah, she exists basically at this point to put forward a bunch more exposition.
Yeah.
But she does it like she's bored and smoking. It's just like, they're cursed children or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked her.
Yeah.
You're valid. But she scared me. I don't trust those types anymore.
Ever since Asterisk War?
No, I just don't.
You don't trust like that?
Don't.
I think people saw the prototypes of those characters in early anime and said, hey, we'll do that, and then they just did it all wrong. Over and over again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, we had that, and then...
The worst possible scene comes after this.
Oh yeah. The home scene, where he's just like, I made a bunch of bean sprout food, and she's just like, haha, and he's just like, you're 10.
Yeah.
I did want to point out, because I will not shut up about this, but she was like, what kind of man says no to sex, basically? And I'm like, that's how sexual assault starts. I hate this.
Yikes.
I hate this so much.
It's bad. Anime has a lot of like weird macho tropes. And it went from men being the ones to throw them out to women.
I mean, either or is bad.
Yeah, they're both bad, but one of them is stranger.
Bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's the same. Her character appears to exist to make that joke. I'm sure she'll gain more depth later, but
I'm not so sure.
Probably.
Nor do I care. This anime blew it for me. This anime is bad. My first impression is not good. Don't like it.
All right. Well, we should categorize it in two categories then, because yes, objectively, I would not choose this, but because of the nature of our show and the things that we have witnessed, we do have to compare it against previous entries. A comparison in which this show does not do particularly badly.
No, I think it was a pretty good one, honestly.
Because we have seen so much shit.
We have, haven't we?
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
We're all tired.
But this one, on the rankings of, this one ranks just before the shit, just under the shit we all liked. Like when we would come away from a show and just be like, I like this. So this one is like a couple of notches down from that in the category of,
Are you fucking serious?
I am.
I would put this right under the red line.
No.
Really?
It's definitely above the red line. There's so much
put this
shit under the red line.
Okay, literally, if this was the 3-episode rule, or like the 2-episode rule or something, I would feel so much dread for watching the next episode. I would just not do it. Because I'm scared what they do.
I feel like you're becoming a master of hyperbole.
I'm not, because it's like the shit they're doing this with this 10-year-old character is like, it's almost like I'm scared that it's like this is the filter episode, so that the people who aren't perfect stop watching. I'm scared what they'll do next.
Blackle, you fundamentally misunderstand what anime is. There are no filter episodes.
Okay, well,
in fact, many times the perversion surprises you.
Right.
I still
harbor extreme dread about this show.
Well, you don't have to watch
this show seems to be much like enough, not about the like weird fan service that I think it's more of like a joke than you're supposed to like this, but I don't know.
No, here's the thing: is that I like
it's not a good joke, but like
I don't look. Okay, like I didn't want to talk about this, but I went to high school with people who would not take this as a joke. And I don't talk to those people anymore. And
well, you shouldn't.
I don't like to think about those people anymore.
But anyway, those people are irrelevant.
Yes, thank God.
I think if my senses are tuned, which God knows they have been refined by this podcast, my suspicion is that that her character will continue to make these jokes with lessening frequency over time as more plot elements pop up and take up more of her time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is that, like, you know how in Sword Art Online, there's, like, the sexual tension between the two characters, and then they just straight up have a episode where, like, the main plot point is they have sex?
Yeah.
I'm scared of something like that happening, where there's just an episode. It's like, let's address their dynamic in a way that'll make everybody uncomfortable.
That won't happen unless like time travel occurs, which is a possibility that I'd rather not think about. So let's get into the ending portion of the show. As for whether or not we would hit more episodes, Blackle is very obviously in the no column. What do you think, Joey?
Fucking not.
I actually, like, the rest of this show was interesting enough that I would consider watching more of it, yes.
I'm right on the line, really. I would probably, if somebody put it on, I would probably look over at it to see if it gets better.
Again, it's one of those shows that, like, you're not gonna go rushing out to, like, see it, but, like, if I have the time, maybe I would check into another episode. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I got a lot of stuff to watch.
You say this like it's a event that's happening in your city.
Pretty much. For me, I was thinking honestly.
Yeah, I might go to the fun run, but
if I got time.
It's on the way from like someplace I'm going. I don't know.
If I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah.
It honestly feels like popcorn to me. I don't really like popcorn, but if somebody pops some popcorn, I'll try one kernel.
Why are you mad? Because my popcorn pops severely and yours don't.
So yeah. Black Bullet.
Yeah.
So, lower end of maybe.
I'm giving it 2
more
down.
I rank it ahead of things like oh god, what was the one? I rank it ahead of like Negima.
Oh, for sure. I rank this above fucking Asterisk Wars.
Were you on that episode? That episode was the nightmare.
That was the one with the magical child who has to teach a classroom of little young girls magic.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah,
that one was bad either.
Yeah, we're arguing that one was worse.
That one was worse.
There we
Absolutely.
go. We have an accord. All right. So, if you would like to engage in a treaty with us about how bad an anime is compared to other bad anime, you can reach us at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
You did it right. Good job. It's one word, not the number.
Emma's not here, so I guess I have to say the Twitter, which is the same thing, except at Twitter.
One episode cast on Twitter. Tweet us pictures of Galvantula, please.
Before we go, I just do want to say that I am scared that by being on this podcast, I am developing like you know the 1,000 hour rule, but for anime.
So you're becoming
for bad anime. I'm quite scared of that possibility. Eventuality.
So you're becoming.
I don't know
corrupted.
what the 1,000 hour thing is.
That's the idea that if you do something for 1,000 hours, you become an expert in it.
Oh shit! You're gonna be an anime expert, Black.
You're gonna be an anime expert.
I'm afraid.
Well, it won't be for a long time if that's the case, because we almost never top 1 hour for an episode, and there's been this is 68, so it's sub 68 hours.
Oh yeah. Damn! Next week's gonna be a good one. Wink.
We gotta pick one that'll make Black'll vomit.
Please, no.